Oh boy! My favorite stock, guys. It's Facebook. That's right. They just reported earnings, and guess what? Look at this. Look at this after hours. Up 5%, baby. Who told you to buy them? This guy did. This guy told you to buy Facebook, and that's why. What did they do that's so good, huh? Why is it up 5%, baby? Well, Facebook. GAAP EPS of $2.12. Beats by 24 cents. That's right, baby. Print that money for me. Print money. Revenue, $17.65 billion, up 28.6% year over year. Still, look at that ridiculous growth. Even at this high amount of dollars, that's a lot of money. $18 billion and you're growing 28%. That's a lot of money. Beats by 300 million. So they beat both their EPS estimates and their revenue estimates. Obviously a good sign that they'll be doing well. But with Facebook, they've been very scrutinized with pretty much every aspect of their earnings report that could exist. So let us look at some of the fine details. What's going on? Because obviously something good had to happen for this stock to go up 5%. Am I right? Facebook's up 3.6% pound every time in consensus views with the Q3 earnings. Revenues grew nearly 29%. Mobile advertising share of the total grew to 94% from a year ago, 92%. That's right. Daily active users, up 9%, baby. Monthly active users rose 8%. Love it. The company estimates $2.2 billion to use one of their family. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or Messenger. That's right. They own it all. You know they do. Every day on average. And $2.8 billion to use at least once a month. That's wild. I mean, just think about it. That's high growth, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's high growth. They're gonna keep growing users, and guess what? You know they will keep growing users, so that's good. That's good forecast there. That's a good forecast. Mark Zuckerberg's initial commentary is typically understated. We had a good quarter, and our community and business continue to grow. That's a Mark Zuckerberg talk. He is a robot after all. It's pretty robotic. I must say, Zuckerberg's been a lot less robotic lately, so I give him credit. Operating income rose 24% to $7 billion. You kidding me? Net income rose $6 billion. They made $6 billion this quarter. I mean, come on now. Liquidity was $52 billion. This company's got so much cash, I don't know what they can do with their lives. Man, let's get into these slides, baby. Investor relations. You want to see these daily active users? Look at this continual growth quarter over quarter. And it's continual growth everywhere, both in rest of the world, Asia Pacific, Europe, and US and Canada. Continual growth. Isn't that fantastic? I think it's pretty fantastic. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's all I can tell you. Just look at what they're doing. Look at this growth. Just continual growth. I love it. I love seeing it. I told you I love these charts. Monthly active users, it's growing too. Every single segment. They're all growing. They're all growing. People still continue to use it. This is all their platform. That's pretty exciting. This is very cool. And I should mention too, obviously these are monthly and daily active users just on the Facebook platform, in case you were curious. So they're growing the Facebook platform, which has been around forever, and people, we had our whole quote-unquote delete Facebook push a while back. You know what? People say what they want. People are still growing Facebook. There's still more users in Facebook than ever. Every single quarter, every single day, we keep increasing users. So what can you say? I mean, they can say what they want. Revenue, again, look at this steady uptrend. I love it. That's just continual growth, and I love to see it. I love to see it. I don't know. I just love it. Look at all this advertising. Ugh. And I've told you before, online advertising, the ad rates are going up, and it's fantastic. There's plenty of money there. Plenty of money to be had. Online ads, and they're still working on advertising some of their platforms. Revenue by user geography. Again, most of their money comes from U.S. and Canada in terms of advertising. That makes sense. And they're really working on growing every segment still, though. So every segment still showing growth. So nothing to complain about there. I love it. Love everything about it. Advertising revenue by user. That's right. Same story. Advertising revenue makes up the majority of the revenue in general. So obviously these are pretty similar charts here, just slightly different. Payments and other fees, which is a pretty small amount of their business, but still, again, nice, pretty well flat. I mean, nothing significant there. Obviously, advertising is growing more than their payments and other fees segment, which is, only $269 million, which, again, not a little bit of money, but for Facebook, it's pretty slight amount of money. Average revenue per user, look at that. $7.26 per user. That's pretty cool, right? That's just something interesting to see. Average revenue per user. It's kind of just an interesting thing to look at. I don't know about you, but in the U.S., the average user is worth $34.55. $34.55 is what a normal person would say. That's just pretty interesting to look at. But you can see, obviously, these are areas like the rest of the world there in Asia Pacific where those ad rates aren't necessarily as high and they have room to progress. I mean, if they were anywhere near where U.S. and Canada rates are, which I don't expect them to be, but if they were, I mean, just imagine the amount of revenue this company could be bringing in. But we'll see how they progress the business, and they could transform it a little bit. Expenses, we have general and administrative, marketing and sales, research and development, and cost of revenue. So you see, obviously, general and administrative, they had a couple of issues the last 2 quarters regarding fallback. It's legal expenses. Again, that's expected. It's good to see that's down this quarter. I love seeing that it's down. Obviously, it's a big company. You'll always have to fight legal battles, but these past 2 quarters were just extremely negative. So what do you expect? And pretty consistent there in terms of their marketing effort. Research and development, again, consistent. They've been consistent over the last 2 years in terms of that. And cost of revenue, again, a little bit lower than the last 2 quarters, but that's pretty exciting. It's good news. Let's move on to the next slide. Everyone knows. I love the next slide. Income from operations, $7.185 billion in income. Love it. And again, you see the oddballs here, as we just mentioned in the last slide. These are all just due to legal expenses, so they didn't quite print as much money. They still printed money, but they didn't print as much money as previous quarters, and it's good to see them get back to that winning way. And that, again, took a big hit on their margin. But you're going to see a nice bounce back here, not only this quarter, but the following quarter as well. So that's going to be good. They're going to be back around the 50% range within a couple quarters, in my opinion. That's exciting stuff. Effective tax rate, obviously, again, higher just due to legal expenses. What can I say? But overall, not all that bad. If you look at this most recent quarter, 17%. Pretty good for them. Net income, again, they made $6 billion this quarter just in cash to add. Whoo! I love that. And EPS, again, consistent EPS growth with the exception of those past 2 quarters. Capital investments. This is a year-over-year comparison. Again, not great here, but they're annual. Of course, a lot more expenses came into this year. As I mentioned before, I love looking at this good free cash flow. Just look at all the money they're adding. Look at all this money. It makes me excited how much money they have. I love it. I love seeing everything about it. I mean, that's the slide that they posted there. So again, I'm really excited to look at this. They have such a nice balance sheet. This is a company that is a huge buy. I know tomorrow it's going to be trading around 5% up for the whole day, I would assume. But I mean, this company, anything under $200 is a steal for this company still, and I believe that to this day. It's certainly by no means in an overvalued state. PE ratio somewhere around 20, a little bit, probably closer to 25 now at this point after today's jump, which is still very fair valuation for a company growing this fast and this consistently with as much money as they bring in. So I would say it's still worthy of a buy. I would purchase Facebook shares at this point. I mean, we'll see where it ends up after starting tomorrow, but I mean, at this point, I wish I'd bought some more today. Gosh darn it! Now it's up another $10 per share. We'll see how it goes tomorrow and see if there's more buying opportunities in the future. But I love Facebook long term, and you know it. Woo-wee!